What's up, how's it going? So welcome to Dave's Watch channel. For this video I'm going to be talking about my latest Rolex acquisitions. But before this, do a wristwatch check. The IWC Portuguese. It's also a very recent purchase. Beautiful watch, really love, the IWC is a great piece, right? Okay, movement, man, it's all right. Nothing great, nothing special, but this is an icon, beautiful aesthetics, lovely dial. Got a blue tint on the sapphire crystal. Anyway, so I recently picked up, well actually just yesterday, I picked up the Rolex Explorer reference 214270. This was an early edition of the watch. They don't make it in this, well, they've updated the dial and they've lengthened out the hands. I think that's basically it, right? Case is exactly the same, bracelet's identical. They just changed the hands and the dial, I guess to make it a little bit more proportional, but you know what? These represent excellent buying right now in the used market, and if you're not particular of the change of the updated dial and I guess the slightly shorter hands, this is a great piece, right? Great value proposition. These could be had for less than the older references as well, the 114270 and the 14270. So pick this up and I really like it. 39 mil. It's a modern size. It wears pretty large. I'd say it wears well. It sits really well on the wrist. It's a very thin watch. It's very flat for people with flat wrists, kind of like mine, right? It's perfect. All right, great watch, excellent piece. Right, if you're in the hunt for a Rolex, I think this is a really good option to go for. Not crazy money, and it's a great value proposition. Okay, now this one is special. All right, this is my first ever vintage 4-digit Rolex. It's a transitional model, which means that the dial is not, it's a glossy dial. There's white gold surrounds. The true vintage Submariner dials, they have a matte finish, and the lume is just tritium. Although this, the lume has definitely aged. There's a slight patina to it. Eggshell color. Beautiful watch, right? The Rolex Submariner is a vintage sub. There's a charm to it, right? Obviously it has the plexiglass, it's got a dome, right? It's just kind of warps. It gives it a nice warping kind of, I guess it refracts the light. So kind of like the Speedmaster a bit. Beautiful watch. I've always enjoyed obviously there's some aging, I guess some cracking in the dial. I don't know what causes that. I mean, it just happens. It's not from a watchmaker, a clumsy watchmaker or anything. It's just probably humidity and just aging. Just thing is old. This watch is from 1986. And it's just an icon, it's still relevant today. That's the beauty of the Rolex Submariner, that the design and the proportions, they nailed it. They got it right the first time. It is the perfect watch. This is why the Rolex Submariner is the most, I'd say it's the most, it's the most recognized. It's the most popular watch. Right, followed by the Speedmaster. Right, the Rolex Submariner, reference 5513 from 1986. Right, the only thing about vintage watches is that you got to be a little more careful, right? I would not go diving with this. I would get this pressure tested first before you go swimming with it. Just because these things, you don't want any kind of moisture damage to happen to the dial and hands, right? It's a lot of money, and you just don't want those things to happen, which is a little bit unfortunate because these things were made to to be used in the water in wet conditions. And fast forward to today, you know, it no longer suits that purpose as well as the modern, right? As the modern Rolexes like this, right? I would not think twice about jumping into the water, going into the ocean with a modern Rolex, right? No problem. Sapphire crystal. This thing is tight, airtight, right? But with a vintage one, I'd be a little bit more apprehensive. I would take the necessary precautions and treat this watch with the respect it deserves. Let's do a quick wrist shot of these watches. See how they compare, how they stack up. Let's wear this on the left. Let's wear this on the right. What do you think? They both, you know, the dial of the Explorer is significantly larger than the Submariner, although they are both the same case size. The Explorer wears a little larger. Obviously, I will tend to go for the Submariner, but the Explorer is just so, it's a much more elegant watch, right? Like I will wear this to more formal occasions. This looks more the part. It's very elegant. This is definitely a lot more tooly, right? More rugged. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for pointing out the lighting situation, right? Right now I'm taking this video in daylight, which is a lot better. And I think that's when I will take these videos, during the day, in the morning. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'm out. Bye.